What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is the Deep Corner, episode 21. I'm Rob St. Clair, and a very special guest on today's show from the Chicago Icemen, outside hitter, Mr. Andrey Diachkov. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello.
Thanks for hopping on, buddy. Real quick, right before we jump into it, I want to just let the people know that we're going to change up the schedule of the show's release a little bit. We have been doing every Monday and Friday. We're actually going to shift that to every Tuesday and Friday. So the Friday episode is going to stay the same, but no more releases on Mondays. It's going to be Tuesday instead. So not a huge deal. Just letting you guys know that are expecting the show. It'll start showing up on Tuesdays now. So anyway, Andrew, welcome to the show, buddy. It's great to see you. So you're in Houston right now, and
Yeah.
you haven't, we should have been seeing you on the court in the past couple of events, but everything's gotten canceled. How have you
Oh, yeah.
been? How have you been since volleyball was kind of taken away from us for a while?
Well, for me, it's been like a family time, like a perfect time for having like vacation stuff, because I've been working like a crazy over here. So since I got the job, like full-time job in one of the local club named Houston Stars. So I've been busy, busy, busy. So, and sometimes I had an even problem to see my kids, like kind of I woke up, uh, going to work and they still sleeping, then I come back, they already sleeping. So this kind of thing, yeah, interesting. So yeah, but I mean, there's something that we have to go through, probably. I don't know, like all of us, and we have to keep it positive. I don't know, kind of don't get stressed so much. And I mean, things can happen in your life. It can be good. If it's good, we're happy. If it's bad, you just take it as advantage, and just keep going.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be fine. We're going to get back and play volleyball eventually. But until
Oh,
then,
for
it's
sure, for
right.
sure.
Until then, it's been fun to get all of you guys onto this show and just talk about your volleyball backgrounds. And you in particular have just an incredible volleyball career that I really want to get into. So let's start at the very, very beginning. Growing up in the Ukraine, how old were you when you first touched a volleyball? Like when you first really started playing?
I think in my life, I never had a chance to go in another way. And my dad is playing volleyball, but I mean, I tried in year eight, nine, in age nine, and was playing soccer. It's a popular game in Europe. So I like to play soccer, and actually, I was a part of the team, a local club. But then one day, my dad came to me and he said, like, dude, you're gonna be tall. I was like, all right,
Well, he
like, what you
was he
can
was right
say.
about that.
Yeah, yeah, and I was like, all right, well, like 9 years old. What do you think about, man? I was like, I guess you're right. So what? I like soccer, and they're like, no, you probably start doing some volleyball stuff. And my first things was like volleyball. What is the volleyball? Like I see you playing that, I see you, but I don't get it. Like the game that I never was interesting. But then it's like you start you feel it, you start doing something successful, little things, and then you start enjoying, you know. And when you're enjoying this, you feel like, all right, I probably gonna keep going. And I kept going till 33. So
Yeah, and in some capacity, you're still going because you're
no, yeah, definitely, I'm still going and play for Iceman. And but so after then I start practicing a lot with my dad, but then he gave it, like you don't listen your dad as you can listen the coach.
yeah, it's different. That's very
Yeah, it's
different
a
from
bit
having your
different.
dad as the
So
coach.
I started to play for school. I remember there was like a sport class that all the like we had a team, and all the guys were being in the same class, and so we've been through education, and plus we play for school. Then it was another school, like a sports school, where all the kids around the Ukraine actually they take them and they put in one big sports school.
Okay.
There was a lot of sports. So I've been there from ninth grade to 11th grade. We have 11 is the last one.
Okay.
And then I took a scholarship in the college, and I went to play in college. And after second year of my education, I got an offer to play one team, professional level, local team, Ukrainian team, in Ukrainian championship. So and I decided to switch my education to the distance one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you call it exactly. So I just show up on the time when you need to go all the tests and stuff like that. And I play already professional. 18 years old, I signed my first contract, so I start to be more independent out of my mom's and dad's budget. It's kind of cool, for
Yeah.
probably for a guy that to be already independent. So um, I start to live my own life. Since then, I play 15 years professionally.
Yeah, 15 years, and you went everywhere. So, like you said, you started out playing in the Ukrainian Super League. You did what, 4 years?
Yeah, I played for first. It was like a high league. It's kind of above, so it was my first contract. Then I went to play in another city Super League. It's the top league. And the very first year that I signed the contract, we won the championship. And the next team that took me, like that I signed a contract with for 2 years, it was a top team in Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
So we got one championship over there and cup and cup of Ukraine, and after that we play like one game because if you're like in Europe, if you're champion of your country, you have a possibility to play European Cups.
Yeah.
So all the champions, play European Cups, like the second place in the championship, third place in the championship, depends how is your ranking. And we play one European Cup, and we play against Italian team. We lost there. You can find it in YouTube. It's Modena. Actually the team that I play after.
Yes,
And
you ended up there a couple years later.
yeah,
And
and they were
everybody in the volleyball world should know Modena. That is a big club in Italy, in A1 Italy.
But more, I'm sure Volleyball knows those guys for sure because they
He
play in
played there.
Olympics. So that year, Modena has Ricardo, they had Andrey Nascimento, they had Heller, Murillo, I guess,
All the Brazilians.
outside hitter, all the Brazilian Olympic gold medalists
Yeah.
at that moment. They had Andrea Gianni was the coach. Is another star from the past,
From Italy, yeah.
Italian star. So, and we lost 3-0, I guess, in their home, and you have to play in your home.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose, you're out. So we beat them 3-1. Yeah, we beat them 3-1, and there is a golden set. Decide who is going actually, forward, and we lost that golden set 19-17.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And I think I scored like about 27 points that game, which is huge for outside hitter.
Huge. Massive.
Yeah. And right, like straight after the game, boom, Italian agents just
We're all over you.
We take it, bro.
That's amazing.
So, yeah. So, but they want me like so bad in the middle of the season, but I was tied up with the contract in that moment, so I couldn't go. And I was like, please, I was begging president, please let me go, bro. I want it. Like, it was a dream of my life to go play in Italy. It was like, nobody, we need to win the championship, like we need you here. I was like, all right. Okay,
So
and I finished the year, won championship and everything, and then next year I went in Italy.
Yeah, and you had, let's see, how many years? 4 years.
What is that? 4 years.
I have 2009
to
2013. Is that right? I tried to do my
4 years.
research.
So 4 years, and in 1 year, because of the team failed the budget. They stopped paying one time, so I went in Novosibirsk in Lokomotiv.
That's a very, very good Russian team.
Yeah. So, and then that year I played with the setter Butko, the guy that played in Zenit.
Yeah, still plays for Zenit Kazan.
Yeah, and Pavlov was He's also Ukrainian, but he's already Swedish citizenship.
Pavlov the opposite.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was an opposite. So, and I play for 3 months over there. And then I get back in Ukraine, in Italy.
And then you went to Greece, like you and I were talking about a little bit
Yeah. Then it
before
was
going to
2 years in
France.
Greece. Very beautiful country. I love it to death. My son was born here. It was actually another funny story. Um, my first year I signed with the team in Ireland. They have one team that located in Ireland. 25,000 people live there. When it's like no time, like no summer, like a fall or winter, it's something. There's like dead people walking. There's nothing to do,
There's
bro.
no one. Yeah.
It's like only the beauty of the sea, like it's a clear sea, and that's beautiful. So when my son was born there, and I played 1 year over there, and he was born actually on an island, and we got blessed to have one doctor that actually, he saved my son. I don't know, it's a blessing, because this guy, just check this out, this guy was working for 27 years in Athens. It's a capital. It's far away.
Mm-hmm.
In the hospital, he was the doctor that, for delivering babies, and I don't know how you call it. And he get back in Syria because it was his motherland. He was born here. So he get back in Syria in that year when Patrick was born. And Patrick didn't get down for, it was already 39 weeks.
Oh.
It's, you already have to, yeah, it's already time. Like, let's go, buddy. But he was still up, and his heart rate get low, and this guy decided, like, okay, we do C-section. We're not gonna risk it anymore. And you know what is the thing? He filmed it.
Wow.
He filmed whole thing, man. Yes, everything. And I saw that when he's pulling my son off, and he has 3 times around his neck with umbilical cord.
He
Yeah,
did.
that's
So
why.
wow.
That's why he didn't go down. And yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say.
just because that doctor who had a career in Athens for years
He
happened
has huge experience what he's doing.
to be back on the island. Wow.
Can you imagine that?
Well, that's actually
So,
funny enough. That's a little bit similar to like some of you, like Loy and Bruno, and like you who have played, volleyball in these crazy leagues all over the world, and now you happen to be here in the U.S. with us, which is funny. Which I'll talk about a little bit later. So you were telling me before about your second year in Greece playing for Olympiakos, and how that's another name of a club that a lot of people are recognized across many sports. Because like, you were telling me that if you play for Olympiakos, you are a big deal. Tell me about that year a little bit.
So I give a little pre-story how I ended up in Olympiacos, because Syria's team, it was like, nobody, like everybody think like, it's like, island and stuff like. Well, we had a good coach, and we had a couple good players over there. So, and we played quarterfinal playoffs against Olympiacos. And we went there, you play 2 games, we lost 2, and then we get back in our island, and we beat them twice.
Ooh.
And one, like, that was interesting. That was 3-2. We won 24-22.
Wow.
5th set, yes. And that was the 4th game. And that was crazy, man. That was the fans and environment around. That was crazy. And then we went there. We were exhausted, of course, of the season, and they have their own fans. And the fans in Greece, they're
wild.
crazy. Yeah, and we lost 3-1. So, but I've been playing consistently good, especially playoffs. So, and that's how they offer me that's how they offer me.
Well,
So
it's the second time that you were playing against another club and played really well, and then that
this
club
is
was
how it
like,
works, man.
yeah,
This is how, yeah, you
yeah,
have to sell yourself. You won't sell yourself just talking, you know. You go in the court and you
and
prove
you do
yourself.
it. That's right.
Yeah, you do it because agents are not stupid. They look at you, they don't look at what you say. They look at how you play,
Mm-hmm.
how you react in certain situation. It's the same like here in the United States with the college system. You know, you play club, you can pass dimes probably, but if you're not reacting in the right way in the certain situation, college coaches probably will find something better than you.
Yeah. It's funny.
So
Your teammate, your Iceman teammate Dave Hancock on the show. He
mhm.
said that he had a similar situation playing just like kind of in some adult tournaments here in the U.S. It wasn't nearly the scale of A1 Greece, but he said like a team that he was playing against told him like, man, we really don't want to play against this guy later, so we should probably just bring him onto the team. And that's exactly what happened to you twice. That's amazing.
Yeah. So at Olympiacos, it's a famous club for stealing the best players from different teams. You know, after when I left, they start hunting people all around Europe. You know, and they increase the budget and they start just inviting people. They bring back Agames, the Colombian
Oh,
opposite.
I remember him.
Is jumping like a crazy man, and so they start shooting like pretty interesting names. So yeah, Olympiacos was also a very good year. After that, I went in France.
Hmm.
You want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, because that
So
that's at that
uh,
point you're kind of you're the veteran. You've been playing professionally for almost 10, 15 years and like everybody at that point, you're probably playing with a lot of 18, 20, 22-year-old guys.
yeah, we had some young guys, and you know, being young and know how it's important to have help. You know, I've been always helping young guys to be successful, to succeed every single practice. Even, you know, it's important to when you push yourself, because it's really thin line between when you are can push yourself and when you go over this line, you feel outstanding. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and this feeling, like I would probably, the only one thing that I can miss, that I'm missing right now, this feeling when you feel that you've done so much that you are you go in another level, you
Yeah.
know. And those young guys, they don't feel it yet, and you know, I really want, like, how you have 12 players, you know, and you want to have a productive practice. But if those guys are not performing, you know, that's kind of tricky. So that's why I always help them be be successful. So
But in
um,
the kind of the same like way of thinking, if you now that you're 35 could
mhm.
tell yourself when you were like 18, 19 or 20 as you were like starting to play professional volleyball, if you now could give your younger self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Yeah, I would say, Andrey, don't be an asshole. Nobody appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been that guy. Yeah, I was like kind of, look at me, I'm the best. Why you don't set me this? Why you don't set me that? And thanks God I met the right coach, that
Yeah.
he put me back in the place. And then from their moment, like, I start playing different volleyball.
Hmm. How about I've talked to some people on the show about regional differences in volleyball
Mm-hmm.
and in a couple cases country to country. And you played in so many top leagues in Europe. Is there a like volleyball style difference that you can kind of describe between, I don't know, say Ukraine or Greece or Italy or France or even Russia?
Style, I don't think it is a style. I would say more level,
Okay.
because style, what we call style, more fast game.
Sure.
Italy was crazy. They were
Speed.
they were jumping, and yeah, they jump in the air before the setter set the ball, so they were super fast. Um, but then you adjust your play, you adjust your position. You know, it's everything like in professional level. You play, you look at the numbers and you play.
Yeah.
You cannot go against numbers. There is always statistic. There's always data volley that scoutmen working for you to give you the best information that you need before the game. So I don't know if you ever heard that. Normally you have 2 video sessions before the game.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes 3, depends on the coach how crazy he is.
But at the end of the day, you can be prepared only so much, and you just have to go out and play.
Well, you watch the video, and then they give you papers, so you have to study.
Yeah.
You have to know where to go in certain situation, and it's not like only if the setter sets the back, then you close line. No, if the pass go from 1, then setter has a tendency to set 75% back, 10% in zone 4, and 5% to middle. It's mean middle never jump with middle.
Right. Yeah. He's going back.
And our outside hitter don't even help a middle. He's just already because of 75%. So it's not just a simple information. They give you whole picture, man. Whole picture. They analyze like from 7 to 10 matches. Those guys doing really, really great job.
And that's what you were talking about. College teams in the U.S. are starting to kind of take it that level of film that seriously now.
I hope so. I hope they do.
They definitely are, at least at like the Big Ten level for college. I know they certainly do. I've been in film sessions when I was at Purdue, and they have every match that their opponents have played all year, and they'll have gone through and taken out, like you said, the situations and the certain rotations. Setter rotation 5. She has a slide hitter. She has an outside hitter.
Yeah.
Maybe she has a big hitter. And like where the pass is and where she wants to go, the percentages, it's pretty similar. And there's a lot of data that you kind of have to understand. But
from 5 to 10 pages like that, then you're like, Jesus Christ, when are gonna finish? Like all numbers, all the directions, all the percentages, and but it's interesting. I mean, it makes this game. Don't be just to pass, set, and hit.
That's right.
This is what I coach my team. Like, don't think it's just just simple pass, simple set, simple hit. If you score, hey. If you don't, well, whatever.
We'll get the next one. Yeah, there's so much more than that.
It can be way more attractive than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very attractive, and people who like in Europe in particular, the quality of spectators at volleyball matches is like. It's unbelievable. I always just wanted to go to like a match in Poland or something where they have 50,000 people.
I've been in Greece, man. We played final of the championship against PAOK in their arena, and there was 12,000 people, all black and white, like a PAOK colors. So I think I have it in my Instagram account.
Which, by the way, everybody must go follow. It's on the screen here at volleyball.advice. Give Andrey a follow. He's got all kinds of great like volleyball coaching stuff and a very cool logo that we were talking about earlier than this. Yeah, go give him a follow. You will not regret it. So before we talk, kind of shift gears to what you've been up to since you've been in the U.S., I want to do this little quick like rapid fire question segment that I've been doing with my past couple of guys. So I'm going to ask you just a bunch of quick fast questions, and you just give me the first answer that you can think of, okay?
Like one word answer or just something?
Just something quick. Anything quick is fine.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Early mornings or late nights?
Late nights.
What's your favorite song to warm up to for a match?
Jesus, a lot. Can I call the brand Blink-182?
Nice. Yeah, perfect. What's the best day of the week?
Sunday.
Okay. Which do you like better, stuff block or a service ace?
Tough block, man. Yeah.
What's the best meal? What's the best meal to eat after a match?
Milkshake.
Milkshake, nice.
Protein shake? Yeah, protein milkshake.
What's the hardest position in volleyball?
Hardest? Oh, Jesus, middle blockers.
Good answer. What's your favorite number to wear on your jersey?
1.
Me too. Great choice. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
What's your favorite sports team of all time in any sport?
Team,
Yeah,
uh, Barcelona.
soccer. And how about who's your favorite athlete of all time in any sport?
Well, I have to think about that. Jesus, I have many because it's different sports, and I follow all of them. Michael Jordan, MJ, bro,
Oh yeah,
MJ.
oh, yeah. I've been watching that documentary just like everyone else that's coming
Jesus,
up.
it's amazing.
It's
The
so good.
best.
It's so good.
The best.
And
Yeah.
then lastly, which is stronger for you, loving winning or hating losing?
Loving winning.
Hmm.
I don't know what it's been.
No,
I just think just
that's a
okay.
great answer. Winning, man. Winning is awesome.
For sure, man. That's why we're practicing. Actually,
Yeah,
that's why you go every single day and you sacrifice your time with the family. Yeah. That's why, of course, winning.
that's what it's all
I
about.
feel so happy. I feel so happy after like a hard work week. Then 3-2 game and you won it, and you go back home and you're like, oh my god,
Hmm.
that's such a good feeling.
It's just a great feeling. So, you after you were done playing full time in France, you and your family moved to the U.S. You moved to Houston,
Yeah.
and like you kind of mentioned earlier, you've been working like you're directing the gym right there in Houston for the Houston Stars Club.
So no, this is not my main job. My main job, right now assistant director, boys director,
Okay, for the club.
and yeah, and I'm coaching. So I kind of full-time employee in Houston Stars Volleyball Club, and you can remember. I know you won't remember that, but when I got invited, by the way, Collie called me and she's like, hey, I got 11 players in AVCA convention demoing. Like, do you want to go? I was like, Jesus Christ,
Ah,
of
yeah.
course, of course, I want to go.
I had, for some reason, I actually haven't talked about that, like the AVCA convention demonstrating that much on the show yet. But we've had guys over the past couple years, and then this past year for the VLA that
That's
went,
huge, man.
yeah, the,
That's huge.
in Pittsburgh that you went and were the demonstrators on the court for all these huge coaches to like
I think it
demonstrate
was
their
not in
drills.
Pittsburgh. I think it was Minneapolis.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Minneapolis.
Am I
Sorry.
right?
Yeah,
Minneapolis?
you're right. Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh was last year. Uh,
Sorry,
Yeah.
2018.
All these
Uh,
these like superstar coaches and you guys are the players on the court like doing the drills. So
yeah, I
that
met for a long time. I didn't see Lucas Labe.
yeah.
He's a friend of mine. He was a coach of Slovenian national team after his college here, playing college here. So, and he knows me. He knows the guy that it was the best friend of the one, not was. He's a best friend of mine. So when I met him and I was demoing on the court while he was coaching, that was kind of cool. See John Spiro and
Karchkarai.
Lukashka. Yeah, so that was awesome.
That was
And
cool.
that time I was looking for a job because I need to, I need to go back home or I can stay. So and I got a lot of connection. Thanks, Kali, again, because that was huge. She helps me. All the guys were super nice and tried to help me. And and but the things are going from somewhere that you never expect.
Yeah.
So I've been talking with. So she get me connected with John Sample is TAV Dallas is the top team in the United States, I guess. And we start to going forward. He was interesting. He tried to hire me, but the thing is that he was kind of late because my visa get expired,
Yeah. Okay.
and I need this right away.
Hmm.
And was a lot of other guys that tried to help me out. And one friend of mine here in Houston, when I get back from Houston, he was like, "Hey, there is a guy that you try, you never know." So when I try, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'll take you." And then we start process like visa procedure.
That's great.
And
And yeah, you and your family got to stay in the US
yeah,
and
so then we're back in Ukraine, and then we come back again here.
mhm.
And so I'm coach. I'm like a training director. I'm watching other coaches doing stuff. Try to to give some advice, like try to see what needs to be done in different way. Of course, not my final decision, but I'm one of those people.
Yeah, well, it helps to have someone with as much playing experience as you have in the gym anywhere at any level.
Yeah.
Like that, it's incredibly valuable to have someone who's touched the ball in so many places and at such a high level. So, what's I've had a couple guys on the show that have, kind of transitioned in from playing at a really high level to coaching at whatever level it is. What's the biggest difference for you between how you approach volleyball as a player versus as a coach?
It's a great question, because I was thinking about that, in the way that I start to remember things what happened with me when I was a player,
Yeah,
and sometimes even in the pro level, you got a bad coach.
that's true.
Like, that's happened. That's can be. And what are you gonna do? Are you gonna give in up because of the bad coach? Like, it's very easy to blame someone or everybody around you.
Other than yourself, yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to stand up and find a solution. And I had a family always with me, when you travel, and I kind of appreciate that. That my wife, and then when my son was born, and they've been always with me. And you don't have a chance to step back, and you have to find a solution because things are not going well
Mm-hmm.
in the season. And you're professional, you're signed a contract, people paying you, and you have to go, as long as you need.
Yeah, you have to do your
So
job.
you start exactly, and you start to coach yourself. I start to coach myself. I start to figure out. I start to talk with the people. If the coach is not responding, like the current coach, then I start to talk with my previous coaches and try to find a way, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, And believe me or not, that I start to educate myself to be a coach. And I don't know, but sometimes people say, no, coaching is not something that I want to do. I don't feel myself being coach. I play professionally. That's fine. It's done. Next step, like
Mm-hmm.
next page. I feel like coaching is something that I really enjoy. And being here in Houston and participate in different tournaments, the local people start to recognize who I am and start to know me more. So I'm coaching right now, not only girls in the club. I have some boys that want to get better and compete in this different adults tournaments.
Yeah.
So they're coming and practicing with me. So kind of thing. So I mean, that's interesting. And every level for me, it's a new challenge and something new that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's well said. You never know exactly when you go to a new team or whatever exactly how your relationship with the coach is going to be. And like you said,
Absolutely
if
not.
it's not great, then you still have a job to do. And I love what Loy said when I interviewed him about what it takes to be a professional. What it really takes to,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
from
Oh
from
yeah.
when you wake up to when you go to bed, you are a professional. And you talked about that a little bit before we started recording.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what it takes. And yeah, and if it requires that you kind of have to start coaching yourself, you do whatever it takes because you're a professional. And
yeah,
uh, and
exactly.
and now you're a little bit more of a professional coach, which is funny. And it's cool that you find that really enjoyable and a new challenge. Because you're right, a lot of people either they kind of get into coaching or they don't. And those that do, I'm really interested to pick their brains about their how their playing experience influences them as coaches.
And that is interesting because when I got here, I don't know how to position myself. Like I'm kind of a ex-professional volleyball player. And some people they're like, what does it mean? Being professional. So and then you have to explain them because there is no, like, before VLA there was no professional league in here.
And nobody
And
nobody understood the significance of
nobody
where you
understand
had
what's
played.
going on. Yeah, there was a club college, and after that, okay, if you're good enough, you go overseas. If no, then you just
You're done.
stop.
Yeah.
You stop. So and relay actually is a huge deal. I mean, I really appreciate the guys that doing stuff like that's like really. I talk with Collie about that, and it's like, if you need my help, just you know how to find me.
That's right.
I'll do my best.
Shout outs to
I don't know
Coley.
exactly what I can do, but I'll do my best.
Shout outs to Coley again. Coley Palakowski, such a rock star for the VLA. I had her on the show. Go check out that episode. But yeah, having a guy like Andrey here as playing for the VLA immediately adds legitimacy because of like people who really get the game on an international scale recognize your name and know where you've played and know what you've done. And when we finally get back out on the court this summer or whenever it is, having you out there is gonna be awesome. So talk to me a little bit before we get you out of here. How did you get connected with the Chicago Icemen of all things? Because you're like I think you're the only guy on their team that's not like connected to Chicago in any way.
Yeah. So when I got here in Houston, um, there's a huge volleyball community here, and a lot of guys playing indoor and outdoor. And one of the guy named Tang, he is the official referee for USA V,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's refereeing everything. He's like in college in D1, D2. I think so he knows people definitely, and I started to talk like there is anything, and I was like, I think he contacted Collie about that, or he give me her email. And I emailed her about like who I am, that I'm here, I'm interested to play somewhere. If there is anything, just let me know. And she responded me pretty quickly, and she said like, okay, we have this and that, and there is a contact. And I think I didn't even send out to everybody. I just don't remember the step-by-step
Mm-hmm.
process. But I think Tim from Iceman,
Tim
he reached
Faulkner.
me out. Yeah, he reached me out and he said, "Yeah, we're definitely interesting. Like, come on, man, let's play." And I was like, "Oh wow, of course."
Well, it's going to be
Chicago Iceman.
Oh yeah, another kind of situation where the other teams that didn't reach out to you are going to regret it. They're going to wish they did once they're playing
I don't
against
know,
you this
maybe,
summer.
man. You never know. But I met like a lot when I played, like it was almost a year ago, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost a year ago. Jesus. So I met all those guys are super nice. They're willing to help you and if there's any questions, and especially in Chicago, my guys.
Mm-hmm.
Super nice. We had a lot of fun.
I'm in Chicago now. I moved here about 2 weeks ago, so I'm can't wait to like.
Cold.
Huh?
It is cold. It is icy.
It's icy. There's a reason why the team's called that.
Exactly.
Whenever we're allowed to go back outside, there's a lot of volleyball to be played, and you and I are both going to be a big part of that wherever and whenever it is. So everybody, stop what everybody is doing and go follow this guy on Instagram right now at volleyball.advice. You do not want to miss what the stuff that he has going on his Instagram day to day, and also just Google this guy. There are a few people that I've had on the show. Yeah, like you can Google Lloyd Ball, you can Google Andrey Diachkov. Just you'll like what you see. Until we can like put him in front of y'all live in a match. Go look the guy up. There's a lot of great volleyball.
Yeah, and I discovered yesterday that I can still jump. And
that's right. Yeah,
workout for a year, I can still jump. So I mean, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you're telling me your workout stories earlier, the jump training thing. That's awesome. Well, buddy, thank you so much for calling and hopping on the show. It's been awesome to kind of get your personality out here to all the people that are going to be watching. I can't wait for everyone to listen to this. So, Andrew, thanks so much.
Let me tell you something about things that you're doing.
Okay.
So when I first time I play, I think it was in Loy's facility.
Yeah, maybe 2 years ago.
I play. And when you organize, organize those games, I met you first time, and I was like, oh, that's kind of, because I don't think we played first game, but so I started watching. I was like, oh, there is a guy who's who is talking?
Oh,
You know,
when I was
yeah. And I
commentating.
started to, man, even in Europe, they're missing up last names,
Oh,
position. They don't know what they're doing. They just the regular, like they're doing stuff with the soccer. Then they call them, hey, let's commanding something like an I don't water polo, something. Like. So he goes there. Then he's like, I don't know, something else. It can be whatever. There's volleyball. Oh, this guy from right side, he is hitting, but why the referee is whistling? He doesn't have a clue.
dude, I
And I was
know.
like, oh, that's kind of awesome. And I was like, okay, let me see this guy. Like, I wanna talk to him. And remember our first meeting, I was like, man, you're doing a great job, and you really do. And I
Thank you,
really
buddy.
appreciate what you're doing.
Thank
That's
you.
man, that the things that you're doing, it's amazing, and it's priceless. So you keep doing. I wish you all the best with everything you're doing right now. And again, if you need my help, man, I'm here for you.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Andrew. That means a lot because when I met you too, that same tournament, this really tall guy who I didn't recognize walking to the gym, and I knew most of the players. I'm like, who is this guy? And as soon as I saw you play, I was like, wow, I was blown away. And then getting to know you that weekend, you're just such an incredibly awesome person. It's been great getting to know you. So that compliment means a lot, man. I appreciate that. So.
Yeah, you
Thank
just
you
keep
so
going,
much.
man.
I will. Thank you so much again for coming on the show. I can't wait for
Absolutely.
people
Thank
to
you
hear
for
this
having me.
episode. Everyone, thanks a lot. Remember, this little schedule change to Tuesday, Friday now for episodes. We will see you next time. Thanks.